Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the presentation. I'm going to just jump right into things here. So today we're here to talk about how to make social media work for you. By the end of this, it is my goal for you to know exactly what to do to get more leads from social media, because that's why we're doing all of this. We want to make sure that there is a way for you to actually get business or have a positive ROI from all of the activities that you're doing. So that's going to be kind of the premise of the whole presentation. And for those of you who want to stick around to the end, we have a bunch of free stuff for you. After the Q&A period, I'll be able to share all that stuff with you. So for the record, I do talk pretty quickly. I get a little bit passionate or in the heat of the moment with this kind of stuff. So just for the record, you don't need to take any notes. We are going to be recording this presentation, and we will share it with you afterwards so you can kind of reference back to any of the stuff that I say that you find interesting, important, or necessary. And anybody that wants a copy of the slide deck can have it at the end. And if you do have questions, you can drop them in the comments as they happen, and then me and Ralph will kind of tag team them at the end of all of this. So just a quick little background on who I am. I've been in real estate marketing for almost 17 years now. I started with my dad in photography, and we started a virtual tour company back in 2007. And since then, I've done videography, graphic design, brand strategy. We did staging and interior design, both in the physical world, and now we're doing it virtually. I do website design, podcasting, social media management, and marketing, and I've personally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising campaigns and generated thousands of leads for a variety of clients, including ourselves. And so with all of that, to kind of frame this whole presentation, I want you to imagine for a second having a source of leads that you can turn on and off like a tap as you need them, so that you can grow your business and scale things up at a pace that you're comfortable with. Now, social media is going to be your key to that. It is a plethora or an unlimited, untapped place where we can reach the people that we're trying to reach. But to do it properly, to do it effectively, you need a systematic approach to creating an abundant source of leads. And that process looks something like this. First, we got to let people know that you exist, because right now they don't know. Even if you are doing some of the old school stuff, they still don't know you exist. I'll explain that in a second. But first, we got to let them know that you exist. And then from there, we have to prove to them that you're an authority in your space, that you know what you're talking about, you know your niche, you know the group of people that you're trying to serve, and you know the problems that they face. And then you have to get those people to connect with you so that you can show them that there is a path that has already been paved, that you can guide them down so that they feel comfortable following you as their leader. And then you invite them along that journey and turn them into clients. And as you serve them, eventually they become your advocates. And who doesn't love a couple extra referrals every month? Quick show of hands, or maybe a little Y or yes or something in the chat here if anybody is still doing some of these things. If you are still currently doing direct mail, if you guys are doing bus benches, if you're posting your listings at least on social media, if you're doing the door knocking or the cold calling. This is all kind of the basic old school way of doing things to get attention, and it makes a lot of sense to put yourself out there by sending out some mail, or maybe putting your face on a bus bench with a phone number. Sharing your listings with your circle of influence and that sort of thing. A lot of these are ineffective ways of marketing, and the reason they're ineffective ways of marketing is because they are just signs, and signs don't do anything. They just sit there. They're very easy to ignore. They require a very passive form of attention, so people kind of see them, but they don't really acknowledge them. There's no direct call to action. If there is one, the direct call to action is usually really difficult to measure, so there's no way to see whether or not that specific type of marketing activity is performing or generating some kind of ROI. If it does, and I'll use mailers as an example here, the results take a lot of time. Most people that I talk to that are doing mailers have said it could take up to 12 to 18 months to get some kind of response from them because of the nature of them. So that means that every month you're sending things out to these people in your neighborhood, and you might not get any business from it. So to calculate your ROI and how much you spend over the 12 months for one, maybe two leads at the end of that 12-month period, it makes the lead acquisition cost astronomical. So I'm sure some of you are experiencing some of that. So that brings us to secret number one. We got to go where the attention is. So I know this is a bit of a staggering number here, but Zippia did a study back in 2023 and found that in Canada, the average daily screen time was 7 hours and 4 minutes, which is a lot of time to be on the phone. And if you kind of calculate up how much time we sleep and how much time we're at work or driving or otherwise preoccupied, most of our time is being spent inside of the digital world. So if you're not there, you're not relevant, which means you need to be creating content and posting it online where people will actually find you and engage with you. But we have a new problem, if that's the case, which is that you hate social media. I hear this a ton. Tell me if this is you. You're avoiding doing social media because it's overwhelming, or maybe you hate making the content. Maybe you don't think you're creative enough. Maybe you're camera shy. You don't want to be doing any of those dances on TikTok to get leads. You don't know what to make that's actually going to get you leads. You don't know how any of the tech works. Or you're just generally not sure where to start when it comes to social media, which leads us to the best way to fix this problem, which is with a content system. So you can eliminate 90% of these challenges if you have these 3 things taken care of. First of all, if you know your audience. If you know your audience, you can identify who you're helping and what you're helping them with. And then from there, you can map out a solution path. So you create an outline for the path that your ideal clients are going to take so that they can achieve their goals. And doing that is going to help you speak their language. So now you can outline some of the problems, solutions, and transformations that they're going to face along the way. Now, this might seem a little basic at first, but there's an actual practical application for this that I'm going to show you in just a second. But I want to kind of walk you through what that looks like. So this is secret number 2. This is your signature solution path. So when somebody decides to buy or sell a house, they start somewhere along a journey. And in that journey, they're going to find you or one of your cohorts, somebody that's like you, and that person is going to help them solve their problem, which is to lead them to their goal of buying or selling. So to show that you know your audience the best, you map out this signature solution path and break down the way that you help people into 3 different phases. For each one of those phases, you'll have 3 different steps. For each one of those steps, you're going to have a problem, a solution, and a transformation. And this is going to help you now communicate the different parts of your solution with your clients and meet them where they are with their problems, rather than trying to throw a blanket message out there saying, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm the best, just like all the other ones say that they're the best, come work with me. Because that's not necessarily motivating somebody to want to work with you. People are kind of more educated now with the access to the internet and an unlimited amount of data. They can do the research that they need to do to pretty much do this all on their own, with the exception of a few key things, which is what your specialty is, and that's where you come in, or why you're valuable in the whole equation. So to kind of give you an example of what this looks like on both sides of things, let's say, for example, you work with buyers. You might start here. Phase 1 of your process is maybe helping them qualify for a mortgage. Step 1 of that phase is to do a credit check. The problem that people face in step 1 is that they don't know what their credit score is. The solution for that, let's just say, for example, is to maybe go to Credit Karma or to work with a credit specialist who can help them figure out what their situation is and how it relates to them getting a mortgage. And the transformation that they're going to experience is that they are confident now that they will qualify, or that they have the tools to be able to qualify, which is going to lead them to step 2. And in that case, maybe they're repairing their credit. The problem is that they got bad credit. The solution is that if they do X, Y, Z, they're going to get good credit. The transformation is now that they can actually qualify, which will lead them to the next step. And so this is how we're gonna map out that whole process, so that when somebody talks to you, you can insert them somewhere into your signature solution. Let's look at what a seller's example might look like. Let's say you're getting ready to sell. So step 1 would be maybe to check out the property value. The problem that the person is facing is that they don't know what their home is worth, so they don't know what they're going to get for it, or if it's a good time to sell. The solution to that is for them to get a market analysis from you, or maybe an appraisal or something like that. Something that's going to help them answer this question, what the property value is. And the transformation is that they're going to feel comfortable with the price point and ready to take action and move to the next step. With this information, so we're going to take this information here, we're going to pick maybe the problem or the solution or whatever it is, and we're going to go and we're going to do some research so that we know what type of content to make. So we're going to fix a number of those problems that we had initially, not knowing where to start or what to do, or thinking that we're not creative enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a question as it relates to this, maybe property value. How do I figure out what my home is worth? So we're going to go to Answer the Public, or we're going to go to Google search, and we're going to figure out what people are asking. So on answerthepublic.com, if you type in a topic and then you hit the search button, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a grid of all of the different types of questions that people are asking as it relates to this. Same thing, if you type in a question into Google search, I don't know if you scroll down a little bit and you've ever seen that. There's 4 questions and it says people may ask, and it'll give you 4 extra questions. Well, these are really great questions that people are asking that maybe you might have the tools or knowledge or wisdom to be able to answer. So we're going to kind of create a long list of these different questions that we know that we're confident that we can answer, but we also now know that these are things that people are asking that are in our niche. Now, you can get really granular with this, and actually when we get to the keyword planner, we can look at right down to our city, the area that we're in. So we'll shortlist maybe 10 questions that we know as it relates to that part of our signature solution. And we're going to go to the Google Keyword Planner. And when we enter in that list of keywords, it's going to give us a bunch of information. On one column is the search volume. So we're going to see search topics that are getting a high volume of search, or what the average searches are for the questions that we've asked. The other important thing that we're going to get is the competition level for that specific keyword. So there are some keywords that are very well served. There's a lot of people already writing in articles and talking about those things. So it doesn't make sense to try to compete with that. We're trying to create our own blue waters for us to be able to find our own clients. Then we follow a viral format to write scripts, capture, edit, and share your content. Now, if you're not comfortable with video, that's okay. It's not 100% necessary. It is by far one of the best ways for you to build genuine connections with people in the online space. So I'm 100% going to recommend that perhaps you change your focus from how you look on camera to how you're serving your audience so that you can improve and get better at your lead acquisition systems. But like I said, there are ways around doing this. Instead of creating videos, we can write social media posts or blog posts or a number of other things, but we'll get to that in a second. So first, we're just trying to get the research out of the way so that we know exactly what to make. Once we have the content, that kind of creates a whole new set of challenges. What comes next? How are we going to use this content to actually get leads? Because that's a big question that a lot of agents are asking. It's like, okay, sure, I'm making all this stuff, I'm posting it on social media, I'm spending all this time, but then what? What happens after that point? Because people are going to see this stuff, and some of them maybe like it, maybe they share it, maybe they comment on it, but from there, like I'm not getting any leads out of that, so I don't see how this works. So we need to create a system around this. First, we have to capture them. So how do we use your content to attract and capture those leads? Then we got to qualify them. So how are we going to leverage the technology and automations and tools that we have to be able to qualify those leads so we know that the people that we're talking to are the right people? And then how do we convert them? How do we talk to those people in a way that we can sell ourselves and turn them into raving fans so that they go and they tell all their friends, and all their friends now have a brand new realtor? Secret number 3 is that we're going to follow a marketing system. So here's what that might look like. First, we create a pillar video. Now, if videos isn't your thing, we just skip this first step. That's okay. It's no big deal. The rest of this stuff still works without it. But like I said, I highly recommend doing the video thing. So first, we're going to create a pillar video. We're going to go and answer some of those questions that we discovered when we were doing our research from our signature solution. Then we're going to create a pillar video. So this could be a 10-minute, 20-minute long video, whatever. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be something that you just film on your phone, in your house, or in a park, or the library. It doesn't matter. And the reason this doesn't matter, I'm just going to add this little nugget in here. Ugly videos sell more. By far, in all of our strategic testing, ugly videos sell more. And the reason that we've kind of deduced is that when people see a highly produced or overproduced or very clean looking video that was shot like on a set with a high level camera and all that kind of stuff, they know immediately that it's a commercial or that they're being sold to. And so they're not necessarily interested in what it is that you're saying. And they very quickly scroll past it just because of that factor. They don't want to be sold to. They don't want to be advertised to. So they're skipping over that. So the uglier the video, the better you're going to do, actually. So it's going to help you. You don't have to overthink it. You just have to talk about the things that you know about. And we're going to take that video, we're going to embed it in a blog post, and this is going to help us with our organic SEO. So now we have that video and we have an article as it relates to that question, and we're going to get Google to index that so that it knows that it exists, and then it's going to show up in the search results, and we're going to start generating traffic from that. But we don't want to be passive, right? Remember that at the very beginning we talked about signs? We don't want to just put up another sign. We want to get active with this. So the next step is to create some clips from that video. If you don't have clips, that's okay. Again, all we're going to do is we're going to take some of those topics, some of the headlines, we're going to turn it into a couple of carousel posts using Canva or Photoshop or whatever your photo editing app of choice is. And you just create a couple of things that you can share on social media, okay? And then we're going to take that and we're going to share it on social media, and then we're going to run ads on that to build an audience of marketing qualified leads. So these are people that are interested in what we're talking about because they're engaging with our content in some way. Now, the reason I'm stressing and emphasizing videos is because here's a really powerful tool here. Any of these platforms that we put our content on are going to keep track of how long somebody watches a video. This is important for a couple of reasons. One, if you're going to break the algorithm, they want to make sure that you're keeping people's attention for a long period of time so that they can show those people more ads. That's what they're in the business of. So if you want to do this organically and break the algorithm, you're trying to create stuff that people want to stay on the platform longer to see. So again, that's why videos work best. But we're going to run ads on them, and we're going to try to get as many people to see this as we can. Now, what we can do now is we can create a lead magnet and then embed it into a landing page with a form that's connected to your CRM. So when somebody wants that lead magnet, so this could be a checklist on things that you need to do to figure out what your credit situation is. We're just creating it as it relates to this specific piece of content. And with that lead magnet embedded into that landing page, we can also embed it into this blog post, by the way, just a pro tip. But with that lead magnet now embedded into that landing page, we're going to take that and we're going to retarget the most engaged members of the audience that we've just built with that lead magnet offer. So we're going to say, hey, Facebook, can you show this ad to the group of people here that watched my videos, 50% or more of my videos, because they're obviously interested in the conversation or the topic or the thing that you're talking about. People that only watch a few seconds, doesn't matter, but we've already pre-qualified them when we move into this next tier, and this is your sales qualified leads. So what we're trying to do is get people to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested in this thing, I'm ready to sell or buy, and I need that tool to move myself forward. So the good thing about this is that you're moving people forward, and you're not doing any of the work, they're doing the work for you, but they're also falling in love with you because they're learning about your system and how you help them, and that there is a path for them to follow. And so they're gaining that confidence in wanting to work with you. So that's the basic backbone of your marketing system. So let me ask you a question. If there was a way that you could do all of this without taking up too much of your time, without having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, and without an overwhelming amount of work involved, you'd probably be mad if I didn't share it with you. I can't really look at the chat right now because it's going to keep screwing up my presentation. So I'm just going to assume that everybody in there is typing, yes, please share this with me. If we were to do this for you, there's a bunch of different ways that we can help you. One of the ways that we can help you is to do a brand outline. So it's a deep dive into your business, figure out who you're helping, what you're helping them with. And normally we charge our clients $9.97 to do this, and we come up with a very comprehensive 38-page document that goes into all the different important elements that it is that defines your brand and makes it so that you can present yourself to the world. Next, we could do an avatar profile. This is where we create a non-negotiable framework. And by non-negotiable, I mean, if you're going to create a piece of marketing, you got to ask yourself a couple of questions. Is this going to reach the person that I want to reach? And is it going to inspire them to take some kind of an action? So this is what we mean by the non-negotiable framework that you're going to follow, so you can use that to speak directly to the right audience. You're going to get inside their heads, turn them into raving fans of your work. Normally, we charge our clients $4.97 for a service like this. We could help you with your signature solution. We could create a map for your clients to follow that kind of leads them from finding you all the way to becoming a client, closing a deal with you. Normally, we charge our clients $4.97 to do a service like this. The market research part of this is one of the more important things. This is where you kind of research and document the exact questions and challenges that your ideal clients are facing so that you can fuel that content and you can actually create the things that you need, the assets and the tools and the lead magnets and landing pages and the videos and the posts and all that. That all kind of comes from having the right market research. And we normally charge our clients $4.97 to do a service like this. From there, you're going to plan, capture, and edit that content so that you can create enough content to share something daily with your audience and be able to fuel your various marketing campaigns. And we normally charge a minimum of $2.97 for our clients. For this, we have a bunch of different products and packages that we can create that are around this depending on how much work is involved. And then from there is content distribution. So you can write the descriptions and share your content on every major social media platform every day. And we normally charge our clients a minimum of $2.97 for this service as well. From there, there's funnel management. We can create landing pages, forms, integrations, connections, automations, and other funnel assets and publish them for you so that we're taking a lot of that work away from you. We normally charge our clients $4.97 minimum for this one. Next is that ad campaign optimization. So this is where we activate and maintain the various marketing campaigns and objectives according to accurate and up-to-date data, which means we are going to be actively looking for content that is high-performing stuff, that is actually going to reach the people that you're trying to reach. And we're getting rid of the stuff that isn't working so that you're not wasting money and spending it on stuff that doesn't work. And there is an additional charge for this for the ad spend part of this. This is just our service fee. So if you wanted a content system that's going to generate an endless supply of leads for your business, the initial kind of startup cost, if you wanted to do all of these things, is $4,076. And just to kind of break things up, the setup of all of this kind of looks like this. There's the brand outline, avatar profile, signature solution, market research. And that kind of comes in at around $2,500. The plan, capture, edit, content distribution, funnel management, ad campaign optimization. This is kind of an ongoing cost and kind of ranges anywhere from $1,500 to about $2,000 a month for your marketing stuff. But I said you wouldn't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this. So if I was able to show you a way to do this, and all that happened was that you could finally stop paying for all this stuff that isn't working, like the bus benches or the mailers or any of those other like third-party buying leads from marketing company stuff. If you could stop doing the stuff that wasn't working and save some money, would that be worth it? If all that happened was that you were able to finally relax because you're collecting an abundance of leads, you're not worried about where your next deal is coming from, would it be worth it to have a system like this? If all that happened was that you closed an extra deal or two every month, would you be mad at having a couple extra deals every month? If all that happened was that you became a local celebrity and everybody knows that you're the go-to person in your area, would it be worth it? And if all that happened was that you get a huge chunk of your time back so you can focus on doing the stuff that you actually like doing, like closing deals or spending time with your family or going on vacation, would it be worth it? Now, for those of you who aren't able to invest themselves right now, it's okay. I promised you at the beginning, we had some free stuff. So you're going to get a copy of this slide deck. You're going to get a free digital copy of my book, Real Estate Marketing. It's 65 questions that real estate agents ask Google about marketing and the answers. And it's a 322-page in-depth document with frameworks and tools and all the things that you're going to need to kind of figure this out so that you're not leaving here empty-handed. And beyond that, you're also going to get a free copy of our content framework. So that's the signature solution, how to do that, how to map that out for yourself. And then it also has 30 different hooks for your content, 60 different content styles so that you're never going to run out of any ideas in the content that you're going to be making. So I want you to have all of that stuff for free. And I just want to remind you that money is a tool. At the end of the day, would you rather keep your money and stay where you are or invest it in something that's actually going to work for you and grow that money? At the end of the day, would you rather have an abundance of clients or a big pile of excuses? Would you rather have a ton of really great information that you know a whole bunch about social media, or would you rather take action and have too many clients to deal with and try to figure out how you're going to grow your business and scale things up so you can make more money? So for those of you who are ready to take action for themselves, I want to invite you to join our 8-week Marketing Accelerator program. In this program, we're going to walk you through all the frameworks that we use with our clients. You're going to create a memorable brand outline and define your audience. Together, we're going to map out your signature solution. I'm going to show you exactly where to go to do your effective market research, how to keep track of it, how to log it, how to use it. I'm going to show you the exact process for planning, capturing, and editing your content so you don't have to worry about any of the tech. You're not going to be overwhelmed in creating and editing and doing all the stuff that you need to do there. And then we're going to go over all the tools that you can use to distribute the content effortlessly so you can schedule this stuff out, spend 20 minutes, then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the month. I'm going to show you how to set up and automate your lead capture funnel so you're not going to be sending follow-up emails to all these people and trying to nurture them and all that kind of stuff. It's already going to be pre-made. You're going to be able to take all that stuff and set it up so that when people come into your funnel, when they're ready to work with you, they're going to reach out to you, and you're working only with the people that actually matter. And you're going to learn how to use Meta's ad campaign platform so that you can use your content to generate more leads. Now, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. And what I mean to say is that if you would have figured out social media last year, you wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be important. The second best time to plant a tree is today. So are you going to plant the seeds today, or are you going to keep putting this off? And then we're going to show up next year and the whole landscape is going to be changed and we're going to have a whole new set of challenges and you're going to be no further along as a result of that. So if you're ready to take action, the 8-week Marketing Accelerator program is launching on the 4th of March. And today, if you guys are interested in signing up, you're only going to pay $497 for that program. On that program, what we're going to do is every week, we're going to have our own little mission. First, we'll outline your niche. Then we're going to take time to thoughtfully map out their path. Then we're going to conduct the necessary research to better understand your audience. Week 4 is where we build the funnel infrastructure to be able to convert that traffic that we're going to generate into leads. Week 5, we're going to create one lead magnet, one blog article, one video script, if you're going to do the videos. Week 6, we'll distribute all that content that we've created, use it to generate traffic to that article page. And then we're going to review our sales systems and make sure that we're maximizing our conversion rates for the people that are coming in to our funnel. And then at the end, we're going to recap. And if you choose to, we're going to do the ongoing continuing support as you need to kind of develop that out. And we can just go month by month after that. Here's what's included in it every week. We're going to do a weekly coaching call. We're going to cover the lesson, answer any questions that you had from the previous week, and then assign homework so that you know exactly what to do. during that week, you'll be able to ask questions via text or email anytime you come into a problem, and we'll answer you as quickly as humanly possible and within reason. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to answer you at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm sleeping, but I will in the following morning. You're also going to get access to the tools, the frameworks, the templates, the resources, and the videos that we create so that you can execute on this stuff very easily. And then finally, we're constantly developing new strategies, testing ideas, and working to bring you the most useful and current lead gen related materials. So you're never going to be behind the gun as long as you're kind of inside of our umbrella. Now, I know it's difficult to make a decision, especially this early in the morning, and I know this is probably a lot of overwhelming information, but I am going to say that old habits are hard to break. When you wake up tomorrow, what's going to happen? I know that maybe not a lot for some of you here today. It was good, you have some information, but a lot of you are probably going to wake up and do the same thing you did yesterday, the same thing you did the day before, and you're going to continue to get the same results. So I'm just reminding you that right now, you have an opportunity to make a choice, to make a decision, to do something, to take action. And so if you want to do that, you can scan this code to enroll in the program right now. Well, I appreciate all your time and your attention. And if there's anything I can do, I'll make myself available via email.